we're going to make some changes happen, and then we're going to see if they are reversible, if we can change it back to the way it was originally, or if it's irreversible. We can't change it back again. First change we're going to do is with some lettuce. So I want you to look at the lettuce beforehand. Look at the color. What color is it? Look at, is it flexible? We can look at the shape of it. Has a little tear right here. We can look at like the thickness. It's pretty thin. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put this into the freezer, and we're going to see how those properties change if it's in the freezer for a while. Okay, it's been a couple of hours now, and we're going to see if the lettuce changed when it was in the freezer. Let me go get it. A couple of pieces fell off, but we'll see now it is same color, but now let's look. It is now not flexible because when I try to bend it, it actually breaks. So that is a change to the lettuce. Let's see if I put this back, if I put this in the freezer to make it get not flexible, what would I have to do to reverse that change? If you said that I have to heat it up or let it warm up, that is true. I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to let it just sit there and warm up. And we'll see if it goes back to being the way it was at the beginning. And if it does, then it's reversible. And if not, then it's not reversible. Okay, so we had our lettuce, which was nice and flexible and light green colored. We put it into the freezer. It got, so it was not flexible anymore. It was hard. And even when I tried to bend it, it would break. And then we decided we wanted to reverse that change. So the reverse of cooling is heating. So we heated the lettuce back up again, and let's see what happens. Here is how the lettuce is now. It's this mushy kind of mess. Was this the way the lettuce was in the beginning? Does this look like the lettuce at the start of our experiment? So was this a reversible change, or was this irreversible? This was irreversible. It could not change back again when we switched the temperature back to its original temperature. So this change when it went into the freezer was irreversible. Okay. The second thing that we're going to change, we're going to look at some grape juice. This is the grape juice in a cup. You can see as I go sideways what happens with the surface. It stays flat. What does that tell us about the grape juice? We can see the shape of the grape juice is exactly the shape of the cup. We can notice the color of the grape juice. I'm going to take this grape juice, just like the lettuce, I'm going to put it into the freezer for a while, and we'll come back later and we'll see how its properties are then. Okay, it's been a couple of hours, and now we're ready to look at our grape juice, and we're going to see what it looks like. Getting it out of the freezer, we can look. Color looks Pretty similar. Now we're going to look and see what happens when I turn it sideways. Let's see what would happen if I actually take this out of the container. Just pop it out of it. Now I took that out of the container, and what do we notice? It has kept its shape. So the question is, how did it change? If you said that it turned solid in the freezer, you are correct. If we used the freezer to change it solid, how could we try to reverse it? If you said warm it up, you're correct. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to leave it out so it'll warm up again, and we'll see if the change reverses and it goes back to liquid again. Okay, so we put the grape juice, we had liquid grape juice, we put the grape juice into the freezer, and we saw that it got solid. And now we decided to try reversing that change. The opposite of cooling is heating. So we heated up the grape juice, or let it warm up. And now let's see if it reversed back to liquid again. What do we think? Did it go back to the way it was at the beginning? Yeah, when we reversed the temperature, it actually went back to the way it used to be. So that change from liquid to solid was reversible. We could get it to go back to liquid again. Our third change, and the last one we're going to do today, is that we're going to look at a match. This is what the match looks like beforehand. The end, what color is it? What color do we have next? What color is this? What is the shape? Long and thin, pretty flat. We can look at the size too, how big it is. Okay, this change, is gonna be a faster change so we can see it right away. I'm gonna actually strike this match, and we're gonna see after I light it, what it looks like afterwards. We can see it burning. Keeps going. I don't want to let it get too near my finger, so I'm going to blow it out at some point. Well, it seems to be dying out on its own. Okay, now let's look at the match afterwards. Now what does the end look like? What's the next color we have on the part that burned? What happened to the shape? You said it's curvy now, you're right. This is not quite as white as it was before. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's gray now. Now we're going to try to see if we put this, we saw a change. We saw it changed color. We saw it change shape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to see if we put it in the freezer, if we can get it to go back again. We used heat, the heat of the fire, to make this change happen. So if we want to reverse it, we would have to cool it down. So let's cool it down in the freezer and see if this reverses. There we go. That is sitting in the freezer, and we'll come back in a couple of hours to see if that change reversed. Okay, it's been a couple of hours and we can look at our match. Remember that the match was white and it had no blackness on it. Then we lit it and it got black. And we said if the fire made it get black, we probably could reverse that change by cooling it down. So let's look at the match and we will see if making it cold reversed that change. Did it go back to having a white end? Not really. This end is actually gray. Did it go back to having no black on it? Nope. Did it change back to being straight again? Nope. So was this change reversible or irreversible? This change was irreversible because it could not go back to being the way it was before.